How y'all doing today? It's your boy Jermaine from Hognose Hogs, back with another video. And one of my subscribers wanted me to touch on how do I quarantine my animals. So with this video, I'm gonna do just that, as well as kind of go over my techniques, my protocols, as well as why I do them. And hopefully it's helpful. So let's talk about it. All right, so first let's kind of get into why you want to quarantine your animals. So whenever you get a new snake, whether it's from a reputable breeder, a reptile expo, Craigslist, Morph Market, whatever, or PetSmart, you want to make sure that this animal is healthy and it doesn't carry any mites or bacteria, infections, or viruses that can be transmitted to the rest of your reptiles that you already have in your house or in your facility. So generally, you want to keep the new snakes isolated in a separate room from your main snakes that you know that are healthy. And you kind of want to do this for a certain time period. A lot of people kind of quarantine their animals for like 2 months or 3 months. And within that time, you can kind of gauge the health of that snake. And I also recommend that you use paper towel as a bedding instead of like a substrate such as aspen or coconut husk or hemp. And the reason why is because with the paper towel, not only is it easier to clean, it's easy for you to kind of examine their feces to make sure that they're using the bathroom appropriately, make sure there's no noticeable parasites in their feces. So if you start seeing worms or something like that, you can kind of know that there is a problem. Also, using paper towel, if they have mites, you can actually see it on the paper towel, so you can appropriately remedy that problem. And for me personally, I have 2 rack systems. My second rack that I have in my room is what I use for my quarantine rack, and that's the rack that I actually made a video of me revamping, or it's the one that I got off of Craigslist. So I kind of use that for my new snakes. And like I say, it's separate from my other rack because I don't want any kind of cross-contamination. And as you can see with my 2 newest hognose snakes, I do have them on paper towel while they're in quarantine. So in terms of how long I'm going to keep them in quarantine, I'm going to do at least 3 months. And also, I've started checking my snakes for crypto, which I actually made a video on it, and I'll put a card right here. And so crypto is basically a parasite that's fatal to snakes and is highly contagious. And so whenever I get a new snake from now on, I actually test them. I use a company called Research Associates Laboratory. They're based out of Allen, Texas, and basically you just order their swabs, and I think I ordered like 10 swabs for $19, and each individual test per snake is $25 to test them for crypto. And basically you take a sample of their stool with the swab, and then you mail that off with like a $25 check, and then they'll email you the results in a few days whenever they can analyze that fecal sample. And so that's what I do, just to make sure that they don't have that crypto, that fatal parasite. And still, with that being said, I still want to keep them isolated until I know that they don't have any respiratory infections and things like that. And to kind of get back on the crypto, I did a lot of research on that, and they had this one scientist from the University of Florida, and he basically recommended that you quarantine new snakes for 9 months. And he recommended that you test them for hognoses and colubrids for crypto every 3 months. And if you have 3 negative test results, then you know that they're good. Because there is a chance that you can have a false negative, to where you get a negative test result, but they actually still have the parasite, which is pretty scary. But in terms of the actual cost of it and how doable that is, if you have a large snake collection, I'm not sure you know what I'm saying, if that's something that you really can do, because $25 per test can get pretty expensive. And then having to quarantine a new animal for 9 months and then test them 3 times, that's pretty extensive. But like I say, you never know which snake could have it and it kill off your whole collection. And also, like in ball pythons, they have a virus called the nidovirus, I think I'm pronouncing it. And to test that, to test your ball python or any other kind of boa constrictor for that, you have to get like a saliva sample. And with this research laboratory that I use, that's $60 a sample. So it can kind of get pretty expensive, but for somebody that's just starting out and have hognose snakes, just kind of as like a hobby, don't have a large collection, I would definitely kind of isolate your snake. Even if you can just get like a heat mat with a thermostat and keep them in like a Tupperware bin, just separate from your other snakes for a few months, just to make sure things are going well with your snake and you're not noticing anything funny style with them. And if you want to just be extra careful like me, you can do one of these tests with the nidovirus or crypto. And like I say, just $25 for the crypto test, and you can kind of have an extra layer of security to know that your snake won't infect the others. But hopefully this video was helpful. That's just what I do in the research that I've stumbled upon in regards to quarantining. And if you haven't already, you can like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. And I'll see y'all later.